Anyone need a haircut? You can get that haircut at a Eufaula tradition. Williams Barbershop on South Eufaula Avenue in the old J.C. Penney catalog location. Williams Barbershop, where you leave in style. There is another choice for making funeral arrangements. Central Funeral Services, located in Eufaula and Louisville, Alabama. With one-of-a-kind staff, thrives on professionalism and meeting the unique needs of families with a wide variety of services. Owned and operated by the Mixon family. Call 687-1060 or 266-5261. Melissa Mixon Smith, licensed funeral director.
LC Green, welcome to Gumbo Live. Welcome to Gumbo Live. We're here, and we got a very, very, very special guest with me today. And I'm so glad that she had time on her schedule to come and be with us today. I always told you that the purpose of Gumbo Live was to be informative and to be entertaining. And I'm here with Miss Debbie Jordan Hamilton.
Yes.
And she was the director of the feeding program here in Eufaula. And the reason why I got on here, I was so happy and proud that we was doing something in Eufaula that got statewide recognition. All over the state, the governor brought to our attention that the number of children that would go hungry when school was out.
Right.
And now this has been your project for at least 2 years now?
3 years.
3 years. Now let's do this here. Let's do this here, Ms. Debbie. Let's tell those out there and our viewing audience just who you are. Just give them a brief history of who you are, and then I want to jump right into this program. I want to talk about this program, and one of the things I want to discuss with the program, what inspired you to do this program.
Okay. My name is Deborah Jordan Hamilton, and I am the director of the St. John Summer Feeding Program right here in Eufaula, Alabama. This is our 3rd year, first under Reverend L.C. Green, and then under Reverend Carlton Worthing. What inspired me the most about this program is with so many children who was being left out during the summer months, because so many kids are fed meals during the school year. But when summer comes, a lot of time they don't get nutritional food or balanced meals throughout the summer.
Mm-hmm. Now, Ms. Deborah, I want you to just to relax. I want you just
to. I'm nervous.
Yeah, I want you to relax though.
Let's start over.
No, we ain't gonna start over. We're gonna keep on going.
You're gonna delete this now.
No, I ain't. But listen, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. And most people, when they get in front of the camera, they just act like the camera's not there.
Why do I have to sit this way?
Well, because that's.
I know. I'm hush.
Look, just act like the camera wasn't there. Now everything we say now is being recorded.
I know, right?
All right, but look, this is what I want you to tell us about. This is what I want you to tell us about. I understand from talking to you previously that you were feeding 500 children a day.
Yes, sir.
500.
Yes.
And could have done more if you had a broader area. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
We could have done more if we had adequate transportation, and that's what the problems we was running into. Because with our program, we transport meals out to several sites. We had a total of 7 sites. Out of those 7 sites, was our main site was St. John Emery Church, and in order for children to get there, we had to transport them in and out. Mm-hmm. And we only had this year 2 vans. And if I had more vans, a better transportation, we could reach more children throughout the city.
Question to you. Two questions. Number 1, tell us what qualifies a place to be a site. And then number 2, the program itself, is there a limitation? Can you just only work within the city limits, or can you go countywide? Or if you had everything that you need, if you had the van, you had the personnel and everything, does the program itself limited you to where you can work?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No. We have to have adequate sites and we have to have adequate transportation in order to go further within the county of Barber.
How do a place qualify to be a site? Let's talk about that.
To qualify to be a site, you have to be approved by the Department of Human Resource.
Mhm.
The state health inspector has to come out and approve your site, and that's how you qualify.
Now, did you have trouble this year with sites? You say you had 7 sites.
Right.
Do you actually go out yourself and get the sites, or you solicit it? How you end up having sites?
I go out myself and solicit sites.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I was so proud about is that you were able to get into our Hispanic community.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell us about the challenge of that. Was that a great challenge to get in that community?
Well, at first it was because I was trying to get them to transport them in and out to our site. But with Hispanics, they work better together.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a friend personally that I talk to who is Hispanic, and she can speak both languages. So she came in with me, and we went to visit Reverend Valdez at the Iglesias Christiana.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talked to him, he was overwhelmed and happy, and was proud to become a part of the summer feeding program. So he opened up his church doors to be a site.
Okay, so the church itself became a site.
Yes.
But now you yourself, you go out and you talk to whoever you need to talk to tell them about the program.
Yes.
And then they will call. Do you call the health department, or if I wanted to be a site?
Well, first I have to go out.
Okay.
And I go and me and my monitor, we go and go visit the site. We interview the person over the site to see if they qualify. First, they have to go through the training through the Department of Education.
Who has to go through the training?
Well, whoever is going to be responsible for that site, and that person will become the site supervisor.
Oh, okay.
So we have to take them through training. We go out and visit their site and see if they have adequate space. And once we decide that this site is good, then we send out a letter to the Department of Human Resource to have the health inspector to come out and visit.
Now, all seven sites had what you call a supervisor.
Had a site supervisor.
And each supervisor had to go through training. And where's the training conducted at?
The training was conducted at St. John.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about money. Let's talk about the cost. There's nothing that I know of that we do that don't cost nothing.
You're right.
So tell us how you manage the cost of this.
How I manage the cost. Well, first, starting off, the money has to come from your resource.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at ours, we had set aside money to allocate it to start off before the Department of Education, they reimburse you back.
Okay.
So by being in the program for my 3rd year, you will a lot of times receive your reimbursement earlier than you did when you first started.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we had to have some upfront money.
Mm-hmm. But now, look, let me ask you this here. Because we really don't need to get into the small details of the business.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wanted to be a site, would it cost me? Does it cost to be a site?
It doesn't cost your site nothing.
Okay, we just got to make ourselves available.
Just make yourself available.
Mm-hmm. And got to have a supervisor there.
Right.
Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about now you feeding over 500 children a day. How many meals? 1 meal, 2 meals, 3 meals?
Different sites receive different meals. Those with closed sites, we serve them twice a day. Mm-hmm. That means we serve them breakfast and lunch. And we had other closed sites that they receive lunch and snack.
Now you're using some terminology that we don't know. When you say open and closed sites.
Okay, an open site was like St. John's site. It's open to the public for any child 18 years and under. It was open.
Oh, really?
Right. A closed site is more like, for instance, like Wallace Campus, Wallace Community College, where we did Upward Bound. That's a closed site. Only certain amount of children is allowed to participate. So that's a closed site.
So now wait, let's talk about this. That since you said at an open site, people could just come.
Right.
That leads me to ask this question: are there some pre-qualifications to take part in the program?
Yes. A closed site, you have to get applications from the parents. Just like from the USDA or from the Alabama Department of Education, we have to have closed site and permissions forms for the parents to fill out.
To feed the children.
To feed the children.
Okay.
But according to the school, all our records all of the records come through the Eufaula City schools. And so the majority of the children in Eufaula City are receiving free or reduced lunch. So automatically they are approved.
Okay. So you go with the information that's already there,
Right.
to determine who can eat and who can't eat.
Right. For a closed site.
For a closed site. Well, let's talk about the open site. I'm concerned about the open site.
But open site, you don't have to have any applications or anything. It's open freely.
So if some kids are walking down the street, and you say St. John is an open site,
Right.
and they smell the food, or somebody say, hey, we can go in there and eat.
Right.
They can just walk in there.
They can walk in as long as they come in between the time frame about serving. That's from 11:30 to 1 p.m. 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. They are welcome to come in, and that as long as they're 18 years and younger, they are welcome to
And they can walk in and eat at no charge.
eat at no charge.
And all they got to be is my age.
No, not charge.
You said 18 and younger.
18 and younger.
Okay, now let's say this here. Let's say now out of your seven sites, how many of those was open sites? I'm looking at open sites.
Open sites. I had a total of 4 open sites.
Okay, 4 open sites. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this. A closed site, you can just about know how many to prepare for, because you know how many is there.
Right.
But how do you handle something like that in an open site?
With an open site, we kind of like measure it. It's according to what they fed the day before. If they're not sure, for instance, if they order 100 meals and they receive 5 more extra children, we try to send out at least 10 extra meals, because someone could drop a meal. Or so that way, and if we don't have enough, they always call us back, and we'll try our best to get it there.
So that could change day to day.
It could change day to day, as long as we get that meal there within the same time frame of their serving hour.
Okay. Now you told us the time frame for serving at St. John. Now all your sites have the same time, or they got different time frames?
Some have different times. We had some times start at 11.
Now who set that? Do you set the time? Or
I set the
site?
time. It's according to their schedule. For instance, like a closed site, they only have an hour to eat, so their time frame will be from 11 to 12. So an open site, we go a little longer, but we can't go over 2 hours.
By law?
By law.
By law, okay. Now you said something to me the last time that we talked that I think is very important that for our viewers to know. And you told me that when you take food somewhere, you measure the hot food to make sure it's hot, and you make sure the cold food is that the temperature is supposed to be. Is that correct?
Right. Daily, we had to take we take the temperature of the food before we leave the site, our head site, and then when it get to the site it's going to, we take the temperature again to make sure that it's at the right temp. Hot food have to be hot, cold food have to be cold.
That's good, and that's very thing. Now let's talk about this. The big push now, especially since we've got the current First Lady of the United States of America, Sister Obama, they talking about nutrition, getting away from junk food and and having a nutritious meal.
Right.
Let me say this, and let me tell you my opinion first about this, about what you was doing. My thing was that it was a proven fact that most of the kids don't get anything to eat when school is closed, and maybe some of them just get one meal.
Right.
So me personally, I said sometimes, but now this is what I want to know. Do y'all take the steps to make sure that it's nutritious meal, or you might be like me, son, y'all just be glad we're able to give you something?
No. We have to follow the rules of the USDA. That's standard rules. We have to follow their rules, and then it's passed down to the Alabama Department of Education, and we have to follow their rules. And so we have to follow the guidelines. We have a food buying guide that we have to follow, and we have a credit booklet that we have to follow. That means what's being accredited and what's not. Also, there's labels we have to follow, like the child nutrition label, like the CN label, and required food and the certain ounces. So in certain foods, a lot of children love ice cream, they like potato chips, but we're not allowed to serve those. We have to substitute it with things like Doritos instead of potato chips. That's the difference in the nutrition.
Really?
Yes, we serve no potato chips or anything like that.
No ice cream?
No ice cream, no.
So what about dessert? Is there any dessert that's
Dessert
appropriate?
is, no, we have, we serve fresh fruits, or we serve individual packaged fruit and 100% juice.
Well, I'm a dog. Well, but now, so now, they get a nutritious meal, the hot food is hot, and the cold food is cold, and that's on every site.
Every site.
So one site is not being fed better than another site.
No, everybody receives the same menu.
Well, that's very good. That's very good. Now you said something. About transportation. You said you could have done more.
Right.
Roughly, just rough numbers we're talking about now. You fed 500 a day. How many more do you think you could have fed if you would have had what you need?
Easily. I'm just assuming a possible 200 more, 200 to 300 more.
So now, and we talking about you follow.
You follow.
We talking about you follow.
You follow.
Having that number of children that need this meal.
Yes.
Now, we ain't talking about the greedy. We talking about folks that need this meal.
Yes.
In you follow.
And you follow.
Now let me tell you what years ago when I was pastoring in Dothan, one of the things that one of the surveys that came back from the state is the number of children, even when school is going on, that go to bed hungry at night.
Yes.
Is it any way a program like this can exist even when school goes on?
Yes.
Is that feasible? Is there such a program?
Yes, it is. But it have to be where someone, or I know the school sponsors after school programs. It have to be an after school program where they wouldn't get lunch, they would receive supper and snack, or snack and supper. The economy, most people think the economy has recovered, but I know for a fact that the economy is still bad for a lot of people. And a lot of people depend. Now, if I got to depend on my child eating at school for breakfast and lunch, then that's a great chance. I need to depend on my child to eat before they go to bed at night. Right.
Now, where's the closest program that you know of that exists that can take care of children once they get out of school? You know, they got to do their homework and stuff, and they don't want no kid to go to bed hungry. Is there anything in our area?
Well, the only thing that I know of is what the Eufaula City School offers, their after-school programs. That's all I know.
Now, where is that at? Is that a specific place where they?
I think at all the elementary school and the primary school.
So I need to try to talk.
I'm not sure about the middle and the high school.
Now, this is what I want you to do. First of all, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm very interested in this program. And I always tell my audience, if you got any questions about any of our guests, anything you want to ask them, you drop your questions off by the bread basket, and we'll be glad to address it. I went back to guests that I've had before, and they had specific questions for my guests. And my guests would answer the questions, and I give them an opportunity to come back on the air and answer, or I answer for you. So if you got any questions about the feeding program, please go by the bread basket and give it to Tony. All I ask you to do is write your name down. I ask you if you got a legitimate concern or even suggestion that you write your name down and drop it off at the bread basket. Now tell the viewing audience what we can do to help your program next year to be more successful and to include more people.
For next year,
You all going to do it next year?
yes, we are.
Okay, all right.
For next year, I would appreciate if someone was interested in probably donating or giving us, willing to give us a fund, monetary donation gift for a van. That would help us out a lot.
So you need a van.
We need another van.
Whether you get it financially or somebody give you a van.
Right.
We need a van. Audience, we need a van. We need a van. You can give a donation towards a van, or if you got a van, if you got a running van, if you got a van that's running.
Right.
We need one running.
Right.
And you want to donate the van to the feeding program, you know that's tax deductible. Now tell us where, if we wanted to send you.
Deborah Jordan Hamilton. You can email me at dhamilton58@hotmail.com, or you can call me 334-689-1542, or you can reach me at 334-232-4535. Also, you can write me at 901 Dale Road, Eufaula, Alabama.
All right, now, you got a lot of folks out there slow like me.
Slow down.
So, no, not slow down, but just tell it to them again. Because I'm gonna try to get this put under the screen while we on. When I get this to the production company, they could probably put all this information on the screen.
Okay.
But just in case, that one of the things I'm gonna brag about Eufaula is that we got some very generous people here. They got some folks here who will help in any way that they can. Somebody's gonna either make a donation towards a van, or somebody gonna give you a van.
Okay.
Okay, and that way we can do more, and we're gonna talk about what else we might need. Okay, one more time, your email.
Again, my email is dhamilton, HAMILTON 58@hotmail.com.
Okay.
All right.
Mailing address.
Mailing address is 901 Dale DALE Road, and that's in Eufaula, Alabama.
Okay.
My phone number is 334-689-1542. Or you can reach me at 334-232-4535. Now,
All right.
why are you looking at me? You know.
Why am I looking at you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I want y'all to know this is one of the hardest interviews I ever had on my program. They teach you in school that you look at your guests, you look at the camera. You look at the camera and you look at your guests.
Right.
That's what they teach us. That's why I'm looking at you.
While I'm talking, you should look at the camera.
Now you done been to school, huh? But listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. We want to take this program to the next level, and the next city council meeting next week, the mayor is going to recognize you for the work that you have done. I've talked to the mayor, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a plaque or what it's going to be, but I'm personally going to get the governor to recognize this program next year. I know he went different places. I know he went to Opelika and different places and recognized their program. And I'm gonna start now, since you say you're gonna have the program next year. The governor's gonna be in town Friday, and I'm gonna talk to his aide or whoever I need to talk to make plans for him to come down next year.
Okay.
Next year to be at your
Site.
at your site, and so we can get some recognition. I think that says a lot about Eufaula, and it says a whole lot about you. I really believe that, and I believe that we need to give you the recognition that you deserve, because it's nothing like being hungry.
Exactly.
It's nothing like that. And if anybody ever been hungry, then I know they'll appreciate what you're doing, especially to our children, especially for our children. Now, let me ask you this here. if an adult wanted to come, somebody over 18 wanted to come, somebody that's hungry over 18, can they come? Can we come and buy a meal? Everybody got sympathy for children,
Right.
but they got some hungry adults too.
That's true.
Now, how we handle that?
Well, I haven't been putting it on my application for adults, but it's a possibility next year we will. And then if I accept adults, they can come by and pick up a meal for $3.
Okay. So if an adult comes, then there's going to be a cost.
Yes, it's $3 for adults.
Okay. Now this is what I'm going to talk to my. I'm currently the president of the ministerial lines. You follow Georgetown, and we can now you can let us know if you're going to apply for adults.
Right.
And each church, I'm going to ask each church to give you X amount of dollars that you can have there, so when an adult come to want to eat and they ain't got no money, they can go on and eat anyway.
Oh, okay, that'd be great.
You understand what I'm saying?
That would be great.
We're going to do everything we can, not only to work with you, but to thank you
Okay.
for what you're doing. That's why I know you're going to get a van. That's why I know you're going to get a van, because somebody is going to be touched out there, and they're going to either give us a donation, financial donation, or they're going to donate a van. I see a lot of vans sitting around not being used.
Right.
Now let me ask you this here: what's the possibility if I got a van? Can I just let you use it for the feed program and get my van back?
Yes. Matter of fact, this summer, we had 2 churches to donate their vans for our use. Because at our church we only have 1 van. So it was 2 churches in the city, Tabernacle Baptist Church and New Mount Zion.
Okay. So you used their van during the feeding program, and when the feeding program was over, they went back and got.
Right.
Well,
The
that's
vans were
good.
returned.
Now, what about drivers? Now, if I let you use my van, do I also got to provide a driver for you?
It's according to if a certain church, they only have certain ones on their insurance. So, but if it's okay with the church and we have insured people on our insurance to drive our van, then we come up with the driver as well.
Okay, all right. So what else do you need us to help you with? We're getting ready to wrap up Gumbo Live. Gumbo Live come on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I want to thank you for watching. Not only are we on the local TV channel 97, but we're also on the YouTube. At YouTube, you can find us 2 places on YouTube. You can go to Follow TV 1, or you can go to church, Reverend L.C. Green. That's the 2 places you're going to find this program on YouTube. But we will be on local TV every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on channel 97. What else you would like for us to know? Again, I personally want to thank you, and on behalf of a whole lot of other folks, I want to thank you for what you're doing, and I'm excited about the fact that you're going to continue this program. That this program is not over by a long shot, and we thank you for that, and we thank everybody that helped you, everybody that made this thing possible. We want to thank you, because there's nothing like hunger.
Exactly.
And anytime we can fight hunger, let's fight hunger. Anything else you'd like to tell us before we go?
Well, I just want to thank my complete staff. I want to thank all the sites who participated, and even the ones who helped us with transportation. And I want to thank, I just thank God.
Amen.
That we was able to be a servant to all the children throughout the city of Eufaula.
Are we looking for more sites? We had 7 this year.
Yes.
Are you looking for more? And how many more are you looking for?
Well, I don't know how many right now,
Okay.
but we will know closer to the time to fill out our application.
You can handle 7 right now.
We can handle
But we're
7.
not sure how many more we can handle
Right.
based on the staff and the vans and all that other.
Right.
All right. Let's do this. There's no limitation so far as one side of town versus the other side of town.
No.
Okay. So anywhere in Eufaula, we can feed folks.
Oh, yes.
All they got to do is pass the inspection.
Right.
And thank you so very much. Listen, y'all been watching Gumbo Live. Sister Debbie's been here telling us about, what's the official name of the program? Summer feeding program?
St. John Summer Feeding Service Program.
Okay, St. John's Summer Feeding Program. Don't let that get in your way. It's for everybody.
Right,
You got to have somewhere. You got to have a home site.
right,
And St. John is the home site.
home site,
A lot of churches get upset because it's at one church,
right.
you know, but
But we
it's
serve
all about
other,
the kids.
We serve other churches as well.
Sure.
If your church want to be a part of this program and would like to be the site, just contact me at the number or the email I've given you.
Mount Level was a site.
Yes.
Was Tabernacle a site?
Not this year, they were last year.
Okay, they were last year.
Mhm.
So we have well, I'm just trying to get the
Right.
audience to understand we had churches besides St. John that were
Right.
sites.
Exactly.
And matter of fact, you said the Spanish church
Yes.
was a site. So you know, all you got to do is be able to pass the inspection, and you can be a site regardless to your denomination and all that other stuff
Exactly.
that we throw out there and get in the way.
Right.
All right. Again, you've been watching Gumbo Live, and we thank you for that. Thank you again for your time.
You're welcome,
And
sir.
blessing to you here.
God bless
All
you.
right, you did a great job.
Listen.
Wait, it's still running. Don't listen yet.
Anyone need a haircut? You can get that haircut at a Eufaula Tradition, Williams Barbershop on South Eufaula Avenue in the old J.C. Penney catalog location. Williams Barbershop, where you leave in style. There is another choice for making funeral arrangements. Central Funeral Services, located in Eufaula and Louisville, Alabama. With one-of-a-kind staff, thrives on professionalism and meeting the unique needs of families with a wide variety of services. Owned and operated by the Mixon family. Call 687-1060 or 266-5261. Melissa Mixon Smith, licensed funeral director.